support and believe that we should incorporate into this plan a park and ride proposal. I believe that the cars, that individuals who drive their cars to the arena need to park somewhere and then get on mass transportation into a bus funded by Forest City Radnor. I don't know whether or not there is enough space on the piers so that they can park their cars and perhaps get onto buses and be transported to Prospect Heights. But that is something that I obviously support, not at all, and also support the notion of that's an applause. The incentives that were offered earlier, obviously I support those as well. For those who take mass transportation, there should be some sort of reduction in their purchase, in the price of the ticket. Residential parking permits. Within the last month, a number of elected officials have had conference calls and meetings. They include Senator Squadron, Assemblywoman Millen, Councilmember Levin, Assemblymember Jeffries, Senator Montgomery, Councilmember Lander, and myself. And we are trying to pursue a residential parking permit program here in downtown Brooklyn, not just in Prospect Heights, but in downtown Brooklyn. As most of you know, during the discussion of congestion pricing, there was a study. It did not include Prospect Heights, it primarily included Community Board 2. Now that this arena is possibly upon us, we have to extend and very seriously consider a residential parking permit for Prospect Heights as well. There have been a number of challenges, including that was mentioned by Assemblymember Jeffrey, the cost, particularly during these challenging times when we have high rates of unemployment and high foreclosures. What will be the cost? I've heard from a number of critics that this is a tax. I've heard from some critics that this is an unfunded mandate upon the city of New York at a time when we are cutting schools, daycare center, police, firehouses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I heard the concern that this is just an opportunity to raise revenue by the city of New York. All of those are true, but the reality of the situation is that the number of cars entering into Prospect Heights now are just, it's going to increase, and we have got to do something to reduce the traffic in Prospect Heights, particularly during game night. And so I support residential parking permit in whatever iteration. And hopefully we can get beyond and we can resolve some of the issues that have been raised, including geographic challenges, the time, what will it cost families, how do we treat out-of-state residences, out-of-state plates, how do we treat guests, what will the price be, whether or not, so those are some of the issues. But I've already spoken to the Speaker of the City Council who would like to begin discussions with respect to that issue. Councilmember Levin, Lander, and myself, we are trying to schedule a meeting with the Speaker to begin those discussions. As most of you know, during congestion pricing, residential parking permits was part of the negotiation in addition to increased transportation opportunities here in Prospect Heights and in downtown Brooklyn. Residential parking permits was on the table. As most of you know, we're not successful in getting congestion pricing, and so all of those opportunities went away. Given the real challenges of this arena, given the fact that 20,000 cars are anticipated to come into downtown Brooklyn, given the high number of fatalities that was just mentioned earlier, residential permits, parking permits, should be an option that we should all support and embrace. So you don't have to urge this elected official. I support it and will fight for it because I know that it's necessary. So that's really all that I have to say. Let me also want to say this. This Governor-elect Cuomo, we had a meeting with some elected officials. He whispered in my ear that we need to have a conversation about domestic violence. And I said, thank you, Governor-elect. But I said, you know, Governor Patterson said the same thing and then let me down. I hope he won't let me down. So we look forward to a discussion with Governor-elect Cuomo